How's it going, guys? I hope everyone had a great spring break. I went to St. George and it snowed, but I still had a lot of fun. It was nice getting that little break. But yeah, so for this week's discussion, I decided to do the creativity test, which was a lot of fun. It was really, it was pretty interesting to seeing the differences between my expectations of how I was going to do on the test and what I actually got. But yeah, so it gives you 5 mini tests to do. And the first one is called the alternative uses test. And basically what this test does is it gives you an object, and you have 2 minutes to come up with as many alternative uses for this object as possible. And so the object it gave me, or us I guess, is a spoon. And my expectations going into this, I did not think I was going to do that well. I don't know if it was just the fact I was being timed or it's just me trying to be competitive, but I ended up coming up with 17 alternative uses. And some of them are like kind of legitimate, like digging or melting down for metal, but some of them are kind of whack, like a mini banjo or bug surfboard. But it was just kind of fun seeing the different results like I came up with for that test. But yeah. So the next test is called the incomplete figures test, and basically it gives you just an incompleted picture. Like for an example, here's one of them. You just kind of have that, like just a random picture, and then you have 5 minutes to complete it. And so as you can see before, you can kind of see through my paper, but when I saw this, for whatever reason, I saw a sword hinge, and I don't really know where I was going with this, but I kind of drew like a sword and it's stuck in a wall, and there's some mountains in the background and like a little cloud. But I don't know, I just kind of as the time was going, I was just kind of just letting my imagination run wild, and for whatever reason I drew a sword, and it looks all right. But going into that, I didn't really have too many expectations because I didn't really know what I was going to turn it into. But yeah, it was just kind of interesting seeing how just naturally I drew a sword, I guess. But all right, so number 3 was a riddle, and the riddle says, a man has married 20 women in a small town. All the women are still alive and none of them are divorced. The man has broken no laws. Who is this man? So I don't know if I was thinking about this a little too hard, or maybe I'm just like overly creative, or maybe just because I watched School of Rock on Saturday. But I thought the man was like the man from School of Rock. I don't know if you've seen it, where you just have to stick it to the man kind of thing, like the system, like they're all like just really engulfed in like their society and the expectations that come with society and stuff like that. But turns out the answer was a priest. So like those women they're just nuns. And but yeah, I thought that was a really interesting test. And it says like that this test like proves that people are more creative when they're tired because they think about things more simply. Maybe if I was more tired, I would come up with something like that and not the man from School of Rock. So yeah. So in the number 4, the test for number 4 is called the remote associates test, and basically it gives you like 3 words, and then you have to come up with a 4th word to connect those words. So the example it gives us falling, actor, and dust, and then and the answer for those 3 words is star, because then that connects all the words together. Like, yeah, falling star, movie star, stardust. So it gives us like 2 examples. And so the first one I actually got right. So it was time, hair, and stretched manners. And I came up with long because, long time, long hair. I don't really know what Stranch Manners means, but I just thought it associated well with the first two, and so I just went with it, and I ended up getting that right. But the second one did not get very right. I came up with head, or no, I didn't. That was the correct answer. I came up with patch or something because of Cabbage Patch. I was kind of really lost during this test, and but yeah, it was just kind of interesting. But I guess they said that this doing this test drunk actually helps you a lot because you don't think of things as complicated, so you keep things more simple. And the last test was called the candle problem. Basically what happens is it shows you a picture of a table in a room, in the corner of the room, and you have a candle, a box of like tacks or thumbnails, and then some matches. And basically the goal of it is for what you need to do is hang up the candle without the candle dripping wax onto the table. And believe it or not, I actually got this, I got this right, and it was fairly simple. So basically what you want to do, let's see if I can move my computer over, but basically what you want to do is you want to empty the box of thumbnails, and then you're gonna hang the box up. Then you're gonna hang the candle above the box, and then you're gonna light the candle, and that way the wax will just drip onto the box and not the table. So I thought that was fairly simple. It was pretty self-explanatory, but I can see where people struggle in that. But I did not think I was gonna do nearly that well on that test. But yeah, this was a super interesting experience for me, just seeing how creative I am and the different results that came up. But yeah, I hope you guys have fun doing this test.